chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on and behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody, or at least two people, to our Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for an hour. So Tuesday, and I've been working on a project, so came up for air and noticed that it's time for the show. We'll see who else shows up tonight. If you show up, we'll have a show. Otherwise, I will go back to working, and it'll be a short show. I don't know if I'm being corked right now or not, but see if people show up. I don't think the alerts are going out real good, so it's really just a matter of how many people are interested in showing up tonight. Been trying to do a better job of starting right at 10. Well, it's 9, midnight Eastern. And with that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and start screen sharing, keep working on what I'm working on until see if people show up. So that's what we're doing. And I'm going to go back to working on, I guess I can just move this over. I don't know if this is the way to do it. I'll do it over here. So, got a project going on here, and I'm looking for open carry dates. I might switch over to something that's been doing this for a while. Where was I? Massachusetts. So far it's just yesterday out there, but he might have taken off after being berated. So this show is about to have, about having a conversation, not to promote nothing or just to talk. So if you want to chat, we'll chat. I sent some links out, nobody's showing up. Shit, I've had my head in this thing. Maybe the world's over and I didn't even realize it. Just gonna have silent, just sit here quietly, I guess. So Massachusetts supposedly has open carry with a permit, so I'm looking to try to find out stuff about that. Wikipedia's pretty inconsistent. Is the after time? Is it the after time? I don't know. It's the time. During time, right? So we got two people showing up. Welcome. Yeah, you never know. Sometimes people show up, we have a good conversation, and other times it's just a couple of us, so we're just sitting here, staring at the wall, watching paint dry. I guess I'll just pull this stuff over. Save this. Do I even need to save it? I haven't even touched it in a while. We'll just open up another one here. Go over here. And we'll figure out what the name of this thing is. I was just looking at some kind of computer thing here on the internet. Industry influencer. What's that supposed to mean? I'm looking for a post I just looked at on Instagram, but of course that means I won't see it again because my Instagram. So if I go to his feed, find the post, and type in this CA LI Arch. this about? No, not this. Arch. So I guess there's Arch versus Kali versions of Linux. Tries to keep it simple, lightweight, and distribution that tries to keep it simple. Penetration tested, ethical, hacking Linux. Debian-based Linux distribution aimed at advanced penetration testing and security auditing. It contains several hundred tools which are geared towards various information and security tasks, such as penetration testing, security research, forensics, and reverse engineering. So one of them is a lightweight distribution that tries to keep it simple, and the other one is aimed at advanced penetration testing. What's this one? Oh, this one's got 12,000 Reddits, and this one's got 4,000 Reddits. Reddit, the manipulable platform. Why do you choose it? Bleeding edge. As many penetration tools are pre-installed. What's bleeding edge supposed to be? Yeah, I see patriots out there. Evening. What does the term bleeding edge mean? Category of technology so new that they could be high risk of being vulnerable and lead adopters to incur greater expense in order to make use of them. The term bleeding edge was formed as an allusion to similar terms, leading edge and cutting edge. Only x86 architecture is supported. Okay. What companies use it? Nobody, so whatever. What are some alternatives? And then they got all the Linuxes. All right, so what are these stacks all about? It must be from other. This is the place that's on Stack Share. So, all right. So yeah, there you go. So there's two different Linux installs. Patriot is saying, gee, speaking of books, do you have any basic books on mushrooms? Something for an advanced school kid? So I do have one that I like. Let me see if I'm just going to go look at it. I got to go get, it's just easier for me to go look at it and figure out the name of it and try to So this is my favorite book, Mushrooms, but it isn't perfect because it's not spiral bound. It should be spiral bound. But it's called Phillips Book of Mushrooms of North America or something like that, I think. Book of Mushrooms. Maybe it's of and fungi of North America. And it's just a field guide, but it's huge. North America. And the pictures are good. I think it's a good mix if I remember right. It's the one I like the most. I probably have a dozen or more. Looks like it's $20. It was made in 2005. So it's not necessarily good. Compared to 15 years later, there's probably better stuff. But when I was a kid or younger, that's the one I liked. So I'm going to go to Amazon. No, that's not it. Come on, what's up? Maybe this one? Yeah, here it is. I'm going to grab you my link with a text link right here. And then this way, if you buy it, I get a cut. It costs $38 in paperback. What? That's a ripoff. Don't pay $38. You probably get it cheaper somewhere if you wait for it to be used or whatever. Oh yeah, used $3.29. So they got used ones from $3.29. $7 shipped, so $3 shipping. You'll get it next week. So, do they show the inside of it? No. But let me see if I can go find the insides of it somewhere. Yeah, it's mostly pictures, I guess. That's what I like about it. Back in the day, in 2005, well, actually, I went to school, earlier than that. I bought this one because I found it after that and I liked it. But when I was going to school, even most everything was drawn. It was like a drawing. And some of them were good or whatever, but they were all drawings, and that bothered the hell out of me. And I think they did drawings because you can't get the perfect picture, right? You can't wish the mushroom grows the perfect way or like the stereotypical or the precise way or whatever to make it perfect. So they can draw it perfect. But the problem is when you draw it perfect, none of them are perfect. So it doesn't help you much. So I'd much rather see pictures. And the way they did it is they took like this kind of a blue surface and they took pretty much all the pictures on that standard blue surface. And although the scale isn't great, like there could have been a ruler on the picture, in the edge of the picture, the way I would have done it, or put it on graph paper or something so that you can get some scale. But it's mostly pictures, and it's really good color, and it's not scared either. There's some of them that are they're made by people who don't know nothing about mushrooms. They're probably made by people who make field guides, and they got whatever fears they got of mushrooms. So they'll put books together that call themselves field guides, and they might even look pretty good. But when you look at them, they're super scared and stupid. And it's like if an anti-gun or a gun prohibitionist tried to write a book about guns. If you read it, you'd be like, well, guns suck, right? Even though it's a book about guns, you're going to read it and go, guns are horrible and dangerous. Why would everybody want a gun? Some of these mushroom guides are like that. They are written by ignorant jerks who don't know nothing about them and they're scared of mushrooms. So then they'll go, oh, you read the book and you go, oh, well, now I know all about these things that I'll never go near because I'm scared shitless of them. And there's no reason to be. They're awesome. So that's the one I'd recommend. It's 8.5 by 11, and it's not spiral bound. So mine's fallen apart at this point. But for $3, I guess who cares? So if you can talk to somebody who's knows more than I do, there's a couple of YouTube channels that I've been watching lately because I'm going to be, having to switch from doing gun stuff. I've been watching some mushroom stuff, and there's definitely some people that drive around and do interesting mushroom videos. They might have some suggestions of ones that are, if they're familiar with that book, they can suggest ones that are better, or just whatever they suggest is probably going to be better because they're going to have 15 years on me. But for me, I would have liked that book in spiral bound. I didn't care how big it was, but I would rather have a book that fits in a cargo pocket or like a bag that isn't 8.5 by 11 and as thick as a phone book, because it's like a small phone book. It's not the thickest phone book like you've ever seen, but it's not an insignificant book. Does it say how many pages there are? Let's see if it'll tell us how many pages there are. It might even tell us that. That might be a character. 320 pages. It weighs 2.5 pounds, so it's pretty big. It's only got one rating and it's 5 stars, or a couple of ratings, but they're all 5 stars. And it says best mushroom guide for every skill level, 5 stars, awesome, all you ever wanted to know. And that's the thing that it does have pretty decent info. Now I got into it knowing what mushrooms are and just liked what it offered as far as a set, so I never read it. So I don't know, but maybe it's probably good for reading it too, maybe. All right, so that's that. Yeah, so soon when I start doing the pizzas and stuff, I'll start doing mushroom stuff, and then I won't even do gun videos anymore. I'll make a bunch of money doing mushroom videos. And I'll be able to talk way more about that. I have good luck with the used books on Amazon, usually in near perfect shape. Every once in a while, I'll get one that's busted or bad. I get worse ones on eBay, though. eBay, there's the ones that I've got where, like I got one that's the second time an AK-47 was ever on the cover of a magazine in the Western country. And it's got like a big old, I guess, what is it, like a stamp or something from a library? Like some idiot stamped it right on the picture, an idiot, instead of somewhere where it's nondescript. They're like, oh, I'm putting this in the library, so let me just stamp it right on the picture. So I didn't realize it when I bought it, how ugly it would be, but so I'll have to buy another one at some point, I think. But most of the time, yeah, the used ones I've got are pretty good. I have maybe a couple of wrinkled covers, but when I pay like $2 for a book, I don't care if that's a wrinkled cover. Saying hello to everybody. Does anyone see that something or another printed rifle? Nope. Oh, is that what he? I saw something about Cody, whatever the 3D print guy posted. What do you call them? Prints out there again. So is it a rifle this time? Is that why? Got to work extra early, waiting for a truck that may not come. That sucks. They still got radios and stuff, right? Or he didn't bring his papers with him, so he's not able to cross the lines. All right, 16 minutes in, and we're not getting any people to join in tonight. And I did send out some links, and we're not getting, well, we got a couple of people showing up, but it's not like we're getting a big herd of people in here to have conversation. As much as I'd like to chat, I would rather keep things going. So I think, I don't know what to do. I was thinking about a couple of things to do chats on, but you know me, I don't really feel like just doing speeches. It's kind of weird and awkward. So I really don't want to waste a lot of time either. I'm in the middle of something and I don't feel like I got a lot of time to just fart around and enjoy my life. So I am going to wrap it up if we don't get something going on here. Like going through the old bookstores. I used to like the smell of the old bookstores, but I do less and less now. And I used to like going through them as well. I agree. However, I don't know. I just haven't had the time. I guess if I had all the time in the world and there was something to do, I do like finding the books. I don't really like going into the bookstores as much as I used to when I had nothing else to do with my time. Now I feel like I'm wasting my time when I go in and don't find anything. But yeah, I hear you. When you go in and find like some old, well, especially because I'm looking for specific magazine issue articles or not articles, issues. And, you know, if I go online and try to buy them, people that own something that's old or whatever either think it's worth a lot of money or maybe they've had people ask for it, you know, for some reason and it is worth a lot of money. So they know it and they have it priced accordingly. But if I go into well, there used to be like 3 bookstores here in Tucson. You could go in there and they'd have a pretty big magazine selection. And I found actually quite a few interesting magazines that way, and they're never priced more than like $3, or very rarely at least. So I agree with you there. And I really like finding a gun magazine or something else, you know, in the back. But the bookshops are so hippie that 90% of them is stupid books I would never want. And the ones that I would like, they don't buy, you know, they don't take in enough of the used ones to make it interesting. It would be cool if there was a gun shop, like in a region or in a town or even, well, maybe at a gun show, but a gun shop that would keep a bunch of gun books around so that you knew you could go there for gun books and people could bring their gun libraries to them. I don't know if there is anything like that. Is there a gun book library? Amazon and stuff, it's probably not worth doing. I know that the NRA Museum has a library, like literally a library full of books. And then you can buy a bunch of books, but they have their own library. There's a library at the NRA place in Indiana. I bet you each of the museums has a library. How cool would it be to just list all the books that are in the gun libraries? That'd be interesting. It's something that the Caliber History could do. You've probably already seen half them damn books. He's probably been in most of the rooms at least. I know he's worked for one of them. I'll bet you the Cody Museum's got a bunch of books laying around. All right, well, we're going down on viewers. No comments coming in. So sorry, guys that are out there listening. I'm just not interested in speeching tonight. So I've got a bunch of other projects I'm working on. Instead of closing all that down and diverting stuff, I'm just going to plow on through. Just make it a short show, I guess. Nobody showed up. Hopefully everybody's doing good. I try to watch some of the shows that are out there, see if people are still kicking and saying stuff. NRA place in Indiana? Nope, I was just mumbling there. There's an NRA place in New Mexico, sorry, and then there's an NRA place in Virginia, but Indiana, I don't know what I even said Indiana. Because I can't think of anything in Indiana except for was going to say except for the CMP, but the CMP is in Ohio, I think. So I don't think there's anything gun museum in Indiana that I'm aware of. No, there's a couple of gun shops I know of in Indiana and a super cool surplus store. The surplus store had actually a bunch of books. Not that many, but a lot for a surplus store. But yeah, so I'm just not, like I say, I got my head in this other project that I'm like 3/4 of the way into, and I'm just going to keep going with that. I would keep this thing going and play music, but I don't think anybody wants to watch me. It's going to be super boring. I'm looking at dates and dry stuff, and then get busy working on videos for the next month coming up here. We've got a couple other things I'll be working on going forward, but I'm too multi-task, what's the word? Somewhere. I've got too many things on my head right now that I'm multitasking in too many directions, is that what I should say? That I'm not going to try to get into the stuff that's coming up. But I do have a list that I've been keeping here of things to do on this show. I kind of let this show play with how much people show up. So I'm not bitching about the people that do show up. Appreciate you doing so. It's just that since nobody showed up to be part of this one, I'm going to end it up here. So hopefully everybody's doing good again, and we will be back to pick you up later. Give me some feedback. If I start getting some emails and stuff, that helps me get direction on what to do with these shows.